I recently watched The Truman Show, and although the movie is over 20 years old by now, it's uncanny how prescient it was, or how accurate it remains. Uncanny isn't quite the right word. Anything that describes underlying human forces also contains this timelessness. In recognition of this, we can look at it and see precisely why this is true. In the case of The Truman Show, let's begin by delving into the presence of advertisement within the film, and use that as a transition to more complex topics. There's 4 major situations where advertisement is present in the film. The twins, the travel agency, his best friend, and his wife. The first 2 are played for foreshadowing and humor respectively, but let's take a quick look at them. The first meeting with the twins happens very near the beginning of our experience with Truman. If one isn't looking for it, one might miss the fact that the main reason for this meeting is just so Truman stops in front of the poster. This emphasis only really becomes clear near the end of the film at their second meeting right before Truman escapes. The poster has changed, Truman has changed, but it's still the same motions. Jumping to something else, something in the background that was clearly designed to be significantly more obvious, are the posters when Truman is trying to get a flight. Very obvious, very funny, everyone laughs. However, this shows the really gratuitous nature of it. That we as an audience can laugh at it because it's expected, because in Truman's life and our own, we believe advertising is something that just exists without any effect. This isn't true for the obvious reason that it costs money, and if it didn't consequently make enough money to sustain itself, advertising budgets wouldn't exist.
Oh, that's okay.
But let's switch over to a more gregarious example in the film. The first one is Marlon, Truman's best friend, doing this perfect parody of practically any beer commercial. The second one is Meryl, Truman's wife, who has several scenes. She shields this kitchen device, which usually ends up an improvised weapon later, and then a mower, complete with cheesy zoom-in.
Get one of those new elk rotaries.
But the peak and arguably the best scene of the film is the cocoa drink. Let's go through the whole thing because it's so central.
Let me get you some help, Truman. You're not well.
Why do you want to have a baby with me? You can't stand me.
That's not true. Why don't you let me fix you some of this new Mococo drink? All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mountain Nicaragua, no artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
I've tasted other cocos. This is the best.
What the hell does this have to do with anything? Tell me what's happening!
Well, you're having a nervous breakdown. That's what's happening.
You're part of this, aren't you?
Roman!
Meryl!
You are scaring me!
No, you're scaring me, Meryl. What are you gonna do? Dice me? Slice me or peel me? There's so many choices!
No! Do something!
What? What'd you say? Who are you talking to?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
You said do something.
No, I didn't.
Talk.
I wasn't talking to anybody. Roman!
Talk to me!
I don't know anything. Please stop.
Stay where you are. Truman? Truman.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh. How can anyone expect me to carry on under these conditions? It's unprofessional.
The funniest part of this scene is honestly the way Marlon enters beer cans first. It's so patently ridiculous after watching 2 characters have a near mental breakdown that the first return to reality, such as it is, are the items whose only presence there is because the audience is supposed to buy them. But let's back up and look at Truman's reaction. As the audience, we've been primed with the previous slow zoom on the lawnmower, and the spiel she launches into is completely absurd. And then Truman says, "What the hell are you talking about?" And this is really the only possible answer to this. We've been conditioned to accept scrolling ads, video ads, television ads, every kind of ad. We pretend that people on television, on Twitter, on YouTube aren't paid shills. What we really should be doing is asking, what the hell are you talking about? You should even ask, what the hell are you talking about to this video? And I made this video to practice analysis, to practice video editing, but if I don't get bored and do something else and stick around, there might be a point where you should ask, what the hell are you talking about? And the answer is that I'm trying to rub you blind. And that's all there is to it. You may say that this guy is different, that they aren't all like that. Stop lying to yourself. You are a number. The only people you aren't a number to are your friends and family in real life. Remember this. Everyone has an agenda, and when the product is free, the product is me. Now, assuming you haven't angrily closed the video and gone to donate to the most recent Vapid Flesh Puppet, you're wondering where I'm going with this, and how I'm going to say something about life and not just ranting. Here it is. We want and need there to be a narrative, and yet at the same time, those with functioning brains, creators, the will to power, whatever you wish to call it, cannot abide this. Advertisement sells us that narrative. This sale is doubly false, because not only does buying crap not produce a narrative, but even if it did, it wouldn't have any meaning. And this is life at its most basic form, the desire to exert influence over one's environment. Why does Truman go through the door? Because dreadful, beautiful, unknowable life is all there is. A simulacrum is not living, and advertisement is just a symptom of a deeper problem. Look at me, I'm sitting past midnight making a YouTube video, knowing all the while there's only been a single good YouTube video in the entire history of the platform. It's the one where Bush sings Sunday Bloody Sunday, of course. But why am I doing this, making this video? Because I'm trapped like you. I don't have an answer. But I know that recognition is the first step. When someone says something, don't just accept it. Ask what the hell they're talking about. Don't accept gaslighting either, particularly from people who just see you as a mark, who will complain about it being unprofessional. And when you see a door, take it. Take it for yourself.